Today I'm going to show you how to make zucchini bread. And we're going to double the batch, so you're going to need 4 cups of ground zucchini, 2 cups of oil, 6 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 6 eggs, 4 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of walnuts ground, and 2 cups of pineapple, crushed pineapple drained. First, we're going to peel and clean our zucchini. So you'll need a knife. We're going to take all the skin off and take the seeds out before we grind it. So you have to take the ends off and then peel it with a knife like that all the way around. Okay, so we're just going to peel the zucchinis with a knife. These zucchini are very big because they came out of a garden instead of the grocery store. They came out of a nice garden where they was grown organically. Not that there's anything wrong with zucchinis you buy in a store, but I think farm fresh are just a lot better. These are from my brother's garden, so he did a very, very good job. Look how big they are. Huge zucchini. So what we need to do is clean them. And see, when you cut it open, you gotta clean out the seeds. Okay? So what I do is just cut them in half, and then cut them in half again. Then it's easy to get the seeds out because all you do is just cut down the middle. Just like that, to get the seeds out. And once you get them all cleaned, all the seeds out, then we're going to chop them up in a food processor. Now that the zucchini is cleaned and chopped into pieces, we're going to grind it up in the food processor. You want it coarsely ground. You don't want it made into mush. So you want it to look, whoa. So you want it to look about like that. See its little shredded flakes. And then what we're going to do is put it in a strainer to get some of the liquid out, because you don't want your bread to be mushy. So you want to take some of the liquid out of the zucchini and the pineapple also. So once you get them ground, I'm going to take them out of there. Put them in our strainer. To strain some of the liquid off. Okay, and we need 4 cups of ground zucchini. So we're going to keep going until we get 4 cups. Just grind a little bit at a time because I have a small food processor. So we just do a little bit at a time. I've already got it cleaned. I cleaned 2 large zucchini. Make sure I'd have enough. So you just put the pieces in the food processor and grind them up until you have the 4 cups that you need. So you also need 2 cups of crushed pineapple. So I am straining it too, because look how much juice comes off of it. You don't want all that juice in your zucchini bread, because then it'll be soft and it'll never get done. So always strain your zucchini and your pineapple. Here is the zucchini already strained. Show you what it looks like here. See how it's a little flaky, but not all the way crushed. So that's the way you want it. And that is 4 cups of zucchini, which took 2 of the large zucchinis that I showed you at the beginning of the video. This recipe makes 4 loaves, so I already sprayed the loaves with non-stick cooking spray to get them ready. Also, you want to preheat your oven at 325, because these will cook for an hour on 325. So preheat your oven, get it started while you're mixing the rest of your ingredients up. Now I measure out my dry ingredients first, so I have 6 cups of flour in here. And then I'm going to I put my baking soda in right there. It's 2 teaspoons. Then baking powder, 2 teaspoons. Just measure it out level, 2 teaspoons. And that is your flour, baking soda, baking powder, and then you need your cinnamon. It's 2 teaspoons for this recipe, but I usually do heaping teaspoons because I like cinnamon. So we'll do 2 heaping teaspoons of ground cinnamon and just mix it up a little bit so it gets stirred around. Then we'll get our wet ingredients ready. Now we're going to mix up our ingredients. This is our 4 cups of ground zucchini. Then you need 2 cups of oil, teaspoon of vanilla, 6 eggs, 2 teaspoons of salt. Then we mix all this together. I just do it by hand. You don't need a mixer to do it. Just mix it so the eggs are busted open. Then we'll add our 4 cups of sugar. Mix all this together. Because I'm making a double batch, you're going to be needing a very big bowl to mix this up in. I'm probably going to have to change and get my bigger bowl, my bigger mixing bowl, because we still have to add our flour and our pineapple and our walnuts. So have all that mixed up together. Come on and go get a bigger bowl. Okay, now I got a bigger bowl we can mix things up in. So now we're going to put in our flour, baking soda, baking powder, and crushed pineapple. So there's our crushed pineapple that was already strained. And a little tip for you: I always save the juice when I strain it out of pineapples or peaches or anything, because then when you say you make vanilla cake, instead of putting water in to mix it, put the juice in and gives it a little extra flavor. So that's the pineapple. This is the flour, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder. Just gonna dump it all in, mix it all up. Okay. Just gonna mix it till it's all nice and incorporated and makes a batter. You can also add raisins to this if you like, or dried prunes, or apricots if you like. I'm just going to add nuts at the end. I have ground nuts I already ground in the food processor. I'm going to put 2 cups of ground walnuts in. If you are allergic to nuts, you can leave the nuts out. That's fine. It'll work just the same. Need the consistency of like a cake batter. Just like that. You don't want it too runny, but you don't want it too stiff either. You want everything mixed together really well. You want to fill your pan 2/3 full to give it space to raise in the oven. This one I left the nuts out because some people are allergic to nuts. That way they have one for them, and then the rest is getting nuts. So then you mix those all in. And then we'll put them in our loaf pans. This recipe, because I doubled it, should make 4 loaves of zucchini bread. Once that's all mixed up together, then we put it in our pans. Okay, once you get them all in the pans, then we're putting it in the oven on 325 for an hour, and then we'll check them and make sure that they're done with a toothpick. If the toothpick comes out clean, they're done. If not, we'll leave them in 5 to 10 minutes longer. This one here, I put a piece of aluminum foil under just so I know that that's the one without nuts. Okay, we're going to check our little ones. See how the toothpick comes out clean? That means they're done. The bigger ones aren't done yet. See how it has a little bit of the batter on it? So we're going to leave the big ones in, take the little ones out. Okay, we're going to leave the big ones in for another 10 minutes because they're not quite done. Okay, I left the bigger ones in 15 minutes longer than the other ones. See how they come out clean with a toothpick? That means they are done. So our zucchini bread is nice and done. We're going to take it out of the oven, let it cool, put it on a rack, then it'll be ready to eat. These are the 2 smaller loaves. We took them out of the pan. This is the one with no nuts. This is one of the ones with nuts. Here's the 2 bigger ones. Here's the 2 bigger ones. They came out very nice. We're letting them cool, and we will flip them onto the cooling rack after about 10 minutes of sitting in the pan on the table. And then they'll be ready to eat. I hope you like my recipe for zucchini bread. I hope you like my recipe for zucchini bread. Like and subscribe to my channel for notifications when I have a new recipe or a new cookbook or a new coloring book coming out. Have a good day.